houseplant tour for what I have up to date. The funny thing about it is I've only been houseplanting or owning houseplants since probably February or so of this year. I actually became obsessed with it once I started, and I learned what it feels like, everything there is to know. I'm still learning every day. I bring a new plant home every day. I think I actually have a problem, but my wife keeps telling me I should make a YouTube channel about it because I've learned so much, and I want to help you guys learn what I wish I would have known when I started this journey. I have not counted my house plants. I'm gonna go do that really quick. I'll come back and then give you a rundown of how many I have, and then we'll start the tour. I'm really excited to be doing this. I put it off for a couple months because I was nervous, but I'm hoping that you guys love this video. So I'm back from counting all my houseplants. According to rough math, I did not count my propagations, but I have around 75 houseplants so far. I'm super excited to show you guys those, show you my successes and my not so successes, to help you guys in the future with your house planting. So I want to say majority of my plants are in leca or semi-hydroponics. I'm super excited to maybe do a video later about that because that's my favorite growing medium so far. I know I don't have that much experience, but I do think that I learned a lot in the process, and honestly I overindulged in this whole thing, so I'm hoping that maybe something that I have to say can help you guys. So to get right into it, these are 3 that I keep in my bedroom with this grow light. It's going to be a Monstera deliciosa that just put out this new leaf, a Monstera Thai constellation that is working on this new leaf, and a peace lily that, again, I have in the semi-hydroponic setup. He seems to love it. He gets super sad if his roots are not touching the water. He'll actually fall over and be so dramatic. So I'm going to keep him in that setup and see how well he does. This is the view from my master bathroom. We'll start off with this little succulent arrangement. I actually hate succulents. I don't know what it is about it that they do not like me for whatever reason. I keep killing them. These have been slowly dying off. They used to fill up the whole pot and they are slowly dying. I'm not overwatering. I wait till they dry out. I give them enough sun. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Personally, we have a love-hate relationship, more hate than love, so I don't prefer to have them. The next plant that I have over here is my lemon lime maranta. She actually just bloomed, and her little bloom has fallen off, it looks like, which hurts my heart a little, but she's a super fast grower. She's in a little 4-inch pot, but we love her. I looked for her for some time because I kept finding the little marantas, but I wanted a big one, and I wanted specifically a lemon lime. So that's her. Then I have my Alocasia poly here. He hates me. I don't know why. I do everything right by him. I tried to transfer him to semi-hydroponics like I did my other Alocasias, and he is just not mad about it. Not happy about it. So now I have him transferred into some stratum with a little bit of water, hoping that maybe he grows some new roots. It's actually 2 plants in here that are literally just a corm with minimal rooting. And I transferred them both in there because I wanted the full look because they both dropped all of their leaves. These are just some propagations that I have going. And this is actually my first houseplant. This is my Aglonema Red Sam. I love her. I love her more than anything. She has given me 3 plants out of herself. I chopped and propped her a couple times, and then I also separated her into several different plants that I took to a swap. This is what I have left of her. She was not in good condition when I got her because I didn't really know what to look for, but we've cut off most of the bad, and I moved her to semi-hydro, and she seems to be loving her life here. So yeah. The next plant is a Monstera deliciosa that I actually broke up from a bigger plant, the one that I showed you in my bedroom earlier. I have her in semi-hydro, and she is also just loving it. She has so much new root growth in there, and she's just living her best life. I just recently repotted her into this bigger vase because her roots outgrew the pot that she was in. So yeah, and then I have this. This is actually a rehab plant. It's some kind of palm. I could not tell you which one, but success. She is sprouting a new little leaf there, or leaf fan, whatever you call that. I'm not super sure, but we're excited about her. And this is my golden pothos. I actually chopped and propped him not too long ago, and he put out 2 new little shoots for me right there. So we're super excited about that. Honestly, at first I was like, oh, I'm all into rare plants. I want the rare plants, but there is so much love behind these, and they never stop giving. Like, this plant has so many different growth points. There's always something new to look at, and these leaves are just absolutely beautiful and massive. He has been so good to me, so I'm thankful for that. And then I have a little aloe plant that my friend gave me from work. Not my favorite. That actually did not have any roots on her. I put her in this semi-hydro. She started to grow roots, and I'm super thankful for that, because at first I did not think that she was gonna make it. She started with just, I believe, these two and this one. And ever since I moved her to semi, she has put out that one, this one, and that one. So super excited about that. In here, I just have some eucalyptus. And then I have, I'm sorry about the lighting, it's a lot brighter in here than what it looks like on camera. But this actually is my Scindapsus, I think Pictus, I'm not super sure. People call it satin pothos. But she was actually given to me with root rot. And I separated her into multiple plants, and I'm trying to rescue her. She looks like she's doing okay from it. I wanted to really save those. I put her in a moist environment, so I'm not super sure how she's gonna do there, but I'm doing kind of an experiment with her. There's another half of her in the living room that I'll show you once we get over there. But I'm not sure that she will make it because she had severe root rot, but her sister might. So let's get to that. So these are all smaller variety plants that I have in my windowsill on acrylic shelving. I'm gonna actually put you guys up so I can show you each of these. This is my Philodendron Brazil. I actually got her not too long ago for $2 at Walmart. She was a sad looking girl in a very wet, moist soil environment. Oh, words are hard. And she was not living her best life. So they had her marked down to $2. But ever since I repotted her and put her into like a well-draining mix and obviously not soaking her roots constantly, she seems pretty happy. Happier at least than she was. I have a few cuttings from her in the bathroom. I think I showed them to you, the propagation station that I had there. That has a few of her babies that didn't look quite as good, but come to think now, they look way better than she does. So maybe I should have just water propped them all and then maybe made a mother plant. I'm not sure, but it's okay. She looks better than she did when I found her. So this is gonna be my Philodendron micans. I waited a really long time I say really long time, I just got into this, but longer than I would have liked to get this plant, because I really love a good philodendron with the orange, like you know how the new leaves come in orange and then they harden off and they turn green. I love that. I have a philodendron melanocrisis or melanochrysum, or however you say that word, and the leaves that it puts out is actually some of my favorite because of the orange backing that eventually fades into that green. We love her. I got her for $14. I'm not super proud of that. She's a little pricey for her size, but we still love her, so it's okay. My next plant is gonna be my variegated, not so variegated string of hearts. I actually split her into two plants because I was trying to get some of this green out. The person that I purchased it from actually gave it to me. Actually, it was a trade. I traded a mini monstera, or a what do you call it, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, for this plant, and I was told that it was going to be a variegated string of hearts, but when I got there, it's actually mixed between a regular string of hearts and a variegated string of hearts. So I tried to split off as much of that as I could, but I was pretty unsuccessful. But we still love her. She's cute. She hangs in my window. So this is my Hoya Crimson Princess. I got this as well for $14, which I'm okay with that. But I did find a big basket at Home Depot shortly after, way bigger than this plant. And I wish that I would have waited for that one, but you never know. So she's actually putting out several new leaves for me, which I'm super excited about. I love her variegation. I love the pinks. I love everything about a Hoya. I used to not be a Hoya person when I first started this, but they slowly are growing on me. I just love how they look. And the spotting that you might see on some of the plants, you see that there, is a pest treatment that I've been doing. I don't have any pests. I haven't really had an infestation at all except for fungus gnats since I started house planting. but some of my plants do come home with spider mites and things like that, so I'll treat them. This one wasn't one of those, but before I ever bring a plant in the house, I treat them with an insecticide that I make at home so that I'm not having those issues all the time, hopefully not at all. But yeah, this is another Hoya that I have. I forget, you see the spots I was telling you. It has like the little spots from the insecticide, but it's just, I need to wipe the leaves down. This is another Hoya. I actually tried to drill a little drainage hole, crack the pot, but we're leaving it like that. We love her anyway. Yeah, I got her for like $2 at Home Depot, so I just stuck her in this and she loves it, so. Next, this one's kind of funny because I told you how much I hate succulents. I actually gifted this one to my wife because I hated it so much, and you see how that worked out. She is not gonna make it, so yeah, there's that one. This was actually a gifted plant as well. I think you call this what, Tridescantia zebrina. I loved the purple backing on this, and I was talking about it, so my friend actually ended up gifting me 2 cuttings about this size, and I have been chopping and propping until I get a bigger plant. So this is what that looks like now. This came from 2 stems, and now it's about 6. So I'm pretty excited about growing a plant out of nothing. That's very exciting when you first get into house planting. I guess propagating is something that always brings me joy. So this next one is something that I also cut and propagated. They just got big enough, the roots just got big enough that I could put them in a pot. It's half of that golden pothos that I showed you in the bathroom, as well as my marble queen. Here's one of her leaves. I just put one in there because I only had the one and I'm a little impatient. So this is gonna be eventually a full plant. It has a bunch of new growth down in there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but oh look, yeah, a bunch of new growth down in there. So a lot of these, even the mid cuts, have already started sprouting second and third leaves. So yeah, we love her. My next plant, I don't like this one at all. I don't like feeding it. It does not bring me joy, but it is my Venus flytrap. I have it in sphagnum moss, and she seems to be doing okay with that. I actually got her in pretty rough shape, so the fact that she looks like this right now is super exciting. She's putting out these 2 new ones, and she also is putting out this new one, which last week they looked like this. So it's super exciting to see it grow. However, the process of feeding this is not my favorite. I guess before you get into houseplants, you're like, oh, a Venus flytrap, that'd be so cool. It could eat the bugs in my house. No, it doesn't necessarily work like that. You actually do have to feed this plant, and that is just not a very becoming experience in my opinion. So yeah, that's all my window plants. I leave them here because they get evening light. I believe this is a north facing window. I'm not super sure, but I have the patio right behind, and so it only gets evening light for about 2 hours, and then the rest is very indirect sunlight. So yeah, I'll move you over to the kitchen now to show you the ones I have in the kitchen and like the dining area, like over here, and we'll go from there. So this is a Monstera deliciosa that I actually propagated. I got it while I was on vacation, and on my birthday trip, my wife actually cut the top off for me so that I could have a little piece of that trip forever. So I'm super in love with her. She's growing some new roots. I'm not sure if you can see down there, but she has a little root growth. I have her in leca just to keep her stood up, but she's actually a fully hydro plant. Over here, I have my Pothos Cebu Blue. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. I am trying my best with all these names. There's so many to learn, but I actually got her at a plant shop in Oklahoma City, so I was super excited about that. I had driven about an hour and a half or 2 to go and see this cool plant shop, and they had her there, so I got her. My friend got me this for my birthday. You just put water in the top and it looks like rain on the plant. I don't use it often unless it's watering day, but it's super cute for aesthetics. Then I have this one, my giant alocasia. My cat got a hold of her. She did a lot of damage. So that's what she looks like, but she's actually putting out a new leaf. I have several corms from her as well that I'm trying to propagate. And then I have my English ivy up there. I actually love this as a house plant. I bought it in the garden section as an outdoor plant, but I really love the way that it looks up there. It's actually doubled in size. since I got it. I love all the new growth that it pushes out and that variegation for such a low dollar price, because a lot of times variegated plants are so expensive. So we love her. She's doing the Lord's work over there, filling a ceiling space. And this is actually in my living room, but I'll show it to you because it's right here. This is my neon pothos. I got her not too long ago. She actually had spider mites when I got her, but I was able to treat it and I haven't seen any since. So I quarantined her for about a week or so, and now she's moved into general populace with the rest of them. She has some dings on her, like mechanical damage, but it's okay. She's still cute. And I think that does it for like the living room, dining room area. We'll go ahead and move to the kitchen. So to start off, I forget what this is called, anthurium something, but flamingo lily. My wife actually brought it home for me the other day. I had it here beside my coffee maker, but you can see how much less light that gets than here. So I pulled it forward for now. I'm gonna find her a forever home shortly. I think she's gonna be loving the semi-hydro. She's been in it for about a week or so and she seems to be very happy. So yeah, and then we'll move over to my little IKEA cabinet over here. This is Syngoniumville for sure. So I have my Syngonium Panda Galaxy here. She is putting out a new leaf for me. She also had spider mites when I got her, but I was able to treat her and I have not seen any since. Here is my Syngonium Milk Confetti. Again, all my Syngoniums are gonna be in this semi-hydro. They seem to love to stay moist, and I am able to do that with the semi-hydro. Another reason that I do semi-hydro is because I am active duty military, and if I was to ever deploy, I want my wife to easily be able to take care of my plants. And in order to do that, I don't think that her having to worry about the soil and wondering if it's always dry or whatever the case may be. I think that just the semi-hydro is very easy for her, or hydro fully. It's just easy for her to maintain. So yeah, this is my Syngonium pink, my Syngonium Milk Confetti. This is her newest leaf up here. She's the cutest. You see the little variegation. I'm hoping having her under, this is a girl eye up here. I'm hoping that having her under that is gonna amplify that pink a little, because I just love that. This is my Syngonium Snow White, I believe. I got her from Home Depot. She actually came in one of the little water vessels. She was not happy, but she has definitely come a long way since then. I would like to say that Syngonium might be one of my favorite plant types at this time. It used to be obviously the Monstera, and I was also really big on philodendrons, but Syngoniums are definitely making their way to the top. I also love alocasias. Alocasias are definitely my number one by far, but these very well might be number two. Next, I have my Syngonium albo. These were actually propagations. They have, I don't know if you can see, but they have almost rooted fully. They're almost ready to transfer to their own, but I might just leave them in here since I do like my Syngoniums in semi-hydro. But this is my Syngonium Berry Illusion. Sorry about that. I think my camera cut out a little. I'm gonna have to do a more professional setup eventually if I keep this up. But yeah, that's her. I really like how her leaves look when she's actually pretty heavily variegated, but this one is not. So I'm hoping having it under this grow light again will help pull out some of those pinky, nice pink colors that the Berry Illusion normally has. Next up, I have this very sad Pink Princess philodendron. This shelf in here fell off. She was actually sitting in that back corner. It fell and hit her and chopped off 3 of her leaves. So, and unfortunately the top growth as well. So she's very sad, but she's actually loving her life in a semi-hydro before that happened. But yeah, very sad girl. She's still a Pink Princess though. Hopefully one day she gets pretty big. I did have a bigger version of her. I ended up trading it. I really don't love a Pink Princess philodendron or a White Wizard or any of that. I think that they're not that cute or aesthetically pleasing when they do grow. I prefer like something like this, like my Ring of Fire philodendron. I just think that it is absolutely beautiful. The way that the leaves like have that jagged edge, like I don't even know how to describe it. She's putting out some new growth for me. I also have her in semi-hydro, and I'm hoping that this works out. It's actually a little experiment to see if I can get most of my plants in semi-hydro. If she can do it, anybody can do it, so we'll see. Next, I have just this. I actually made a wall mount. I'll show you here shortly. These are the leaves that I did not like out of that. So I just have them in here until I can add them in. It's a Pothos Marble Queen. She's pretty damaged. Not too happy, but hopefully she puts out some new leaves that aren't. This is a propagation of a philodendron, sorry. A Monstera Esqueleto that I'm growing. But I was told it was that, but it's actually looking more like an Adansonii to me. So I'm excited to see what it ends up being. I actually hope that it is an Adansonii because I prefer the way that one grows, and I want to try to grow an Adansonii big like an Esqueleto, but it still be an Adansonii. So I'm excited to see. See that root in there? She came to me with no roots, so we love that. Love her. We'll see how she does. And then in here I have my green onions, obviously, a tomato plant. All of these vessels in here that are closed-topped are corms. I have probably over 20 corms in here, various types, poly, Friedic, anything that you could think of, they're probably in here. And then I have another pink princess philodendron and some fluval stratum there, some basil, cilantro, lavender. This is an avocado seed. It actually has a little, I don't know if you can see it, but a little root down there, she's growing. Then I have a snow queen back here. I actually sold my bigger plant and I just kept this little cutting to see. I really like making plants out of no plant, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to eventually grow that into a big plant. And then I have this one here, my little polka dot plant. I tried her in semi-hydro. She hated me for it. So I've moved her back to soil. I'm not sure if you can see there, but she's back in soil and she's thriving. So we're gonna keep her that way. But yeah, that makes up my kitchen. I used to keep this little thermometer in there to see, but I think I prefer it with my syngoniums to make sure that they have a higher humidity. So I keep that here with a little, this is pretty low for average in my house, but that's okay. This is a little humidity ball that I have. It releases humidity in its little area. But yeah, that's all my syngonium collection. Again, they all sit on my kitchen counter with this little IKEA cabinet and a grow light. Also, this is in my kitchen. I almost forgot. I have a ZZ plant propagating, some more micans, some neon pothos, Aglaonema redseum, and a Monstera Satellana albo. I believe that's how you say that. But I actually broke this off of my mother plant. So I just stuck her in water and I hope she grows roots. Yeah, so those are those. So as far as my living room goes, I don't have too many. I have a couple. I get nervous about the lighting in this room. It is a little darker because the house right there blocks a lot of the sunlight that I get into these two windows. But I do have some lower light plants or plants that I don't necessarily have a spot for that I try to keep in this room. But I have my snake plant. I actually got her for a trade as well for some cuttings. And my money tree, this I gifted to my wife because I know you're not supposed to technically buy a money tree. So it's my wife's money tree, but I take care of it. So there's that. And then I have the rest of that Scindapsus that I was telling you guys about. I actually have her in here and she seems a lot happier than the other Scindapsus. I'm not super sure. Again, I was given them to me with root rot, so I'm just trying to rescue those now. This is my bird of paradise. I got a really small one intentionally so that I can watch it grow over the years. Here's my dog. Apparently wants to be the main character. What you doing, baby? What you doing? You want to be the main character? She to be in a show. Yeah. I have two actually. She also is just chilling here, and the cat. They all want to be a main part of this today, I guess. But anyway, back to my plants. I have this one here. I actually made 5 plants out of this one when I bought it. I believe this is an Aglaonema, just the regular evergreen variegation, or excuse me, not variegation, variation. She's putting out 2 blooms for me, so she really is loving this semi-hydro. See the 2 blooms there? One's there, and then a new leaf. So I keep the water right at her roots, and she seems to love that. Homegirl is just thriving. I took the rest of her to a plant swap and to my local plant store to swap for a couple things. But yeah, that's where she lives. She seems to like it pretty well. Yeah. My next one is my Rhiphidophora tetrasperma. I put her here temporarily because the one that I did have here, I ended up trading. Sorry, the camera's not focusing. There we go. Yeah, but I have her on a moss pole. She's putting out, she has several growth points. One there, back here, over here there's one, I believe. And then I believe there's one more somewhere in there. But anyway, she grows like a weed. When I had first got her, she was maybe here. And now she's just really filled out that moss pole. I'm hoping one day that I'll be able to get a bookshelf that I can have her on, that she will be able to just trail all over. This is another golden pothos that I have. This was actually just a bunch of cuttings that I made into a plant. And then I bought a trail for her, so she looks a little more full. So this is all cuttings plus a cute little trail. They sold them separately at Home Depot, so I got that for her, so she looks a little more full. Over here I have a string of hearts propagating, neon pothos propagating with some skinned apsis from the root rot instance. I have a marble queen mounted in moss on here. I'm super excited about her. I just did this not too long ago. I'm excited to see how she likes that setup. I'm pretty interested to see how her roots grow in something like that. I don't have any other mounted plants, but I have seen a lot of people do this method. So we'll see how she grows. I have this rubber tree, or Ficus elastica, I believe is what they call it. Taniki, something like that. Ficus elastica taniki. She loves this spot. When I had her in my bedroom over there, her leaves were all up like this. She was just not having it. But since she's gotten here, she's settled in a lot, and she has put out 2 new growth spikes. So I'm super excited to see what those leaves look like and to see if she continues to love this spot, because I just love her there. She is one of my favorite plants, honestly. I love to stare at her. I have a grow light under here on both sides for my Rufritifolia tetrasperma and for that ficus. They seem to be loving it. But yeah, that's all the plants in my living room. I don't have very many, like I said, because of the lighting. So yeah. So a few of the next plants that I'll be showing you are some of my absolute favorite. I have them in my IKEA cabinet, and some of them right beside it with a pretty high strength grow light and 2 humidifiers, because I love these babies, and if anything was to happen to them, I don't know what I would do. That would be it for me. I'm pretty excited. A lot of them are putting out new growth, and a lot of them are just loving that environment, so I'm super scared to take them out. Some of them are also not. I had an instance that I put my grow light too high, too close to some of the plants that I was propagating, and now the leaves have a sunburn on them. So don't mind that. I'm doing the best I can. I'm still learning. I am still adapting. My plants are still adapting to me. I also just moved from El Paso, Texas to Oklahoma. So that was a pretty harsh move for a lot of my plants. And so if you see them looking a little sad, that's probably why. We had a big trip, and we've been here less than a month. So a lot of them are still adapting. But yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, my pride and joy, my Monstera albo, I got her as a 2-leaf cutting. I already had some roots on her, but she has gotten enough roots now to put into soil, and then she also has aerial roots. There's one, and there's one back here growing into the moss pole that I'm super excited about. This is her newest leaf. It just unfurled this week. This is the first one, the second. I was nervous because she just has a few spots there. But yeah, she finally put out a new leaf for me, and I'm super excited to see what she does. I just recently mounted her on the moss pole shortly after she started unfurling that leaf. So we'll see how she likes that, if she's mad at me or not, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, next we have my Monstera Thai Constellation. This was my first one. And unfortunately, I got her before they started selling them at Walmart. So she was a little more pricey, but I do love her. And she has a very established, very good root system. She is already growing out of the bottom of this pot. I actually got her as a 4-inch, and she is already upsized twice from being root bound. I might leave her a little more root bound in this one, because I've since learned that Monsteras do quite enjoy that. And since I repotted her into this one, she started sprouting roots out of the top. I'm not going to uncover them, but they were literally sticking straight up. I had to rebury them. But yeah, this is her newest leaf. I'm super excited to see what it looks like. I try not to mess with it too much, but I have a very bad habit of peeking. So I'm going to leave it be before I do too much and break it off or something crazy. But yeah, we love her. She is my pride and joy. She was actually my first Monstera. So, yeah, she looks pretty small, but she started a little smaller. She's put out this leaf, and I think it was this one. Since I got her, she was just this, and then 2 smaller ones when we first got her. So I'm super excited about that. I love her. I actually, like I said, I have the One More tie constellation. That one was a Walmart tie. This one was not. So she seems happier than my Walmart tie. I don't know, maybe I'm biased. Who knows? Whatever. Next, we'll go into my IKEA cabinet. She's a little empty right now because I actually did a plant clear out. But we'll start here. I have this Monstera Adansonii Mint. I'm super excited to see what the next leaf is going to look like on this, since it already has fenestrations at such a small size. So we will see. I have this Hoya Carey and this, again, one of those orange leaves that I just love. The Philodendron Melanochrysum, I think. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But it has just put out this new leaf. It is so beautiful. I'm so in love with it. It's now a 3-leaf little cutting. We just love her. She grew from a wet stick. So excited to see that. So excited to see the growth. This is one that I was telling you. Sorry, my cat and my dog are in the back fighting, so ignore that. But this is one of the ones I was telling you that was a bit sunburnt, which I'm so hurt about. But it's a Monstera Adansonii Aria, and her little yellow variegation got burned because of the grow light up here. So I am hurt about that, but hopefully her new growth doesn't quite look like that. Hopefully I backed this up because the shelf was actually here and I moved it down and I started turning this only to 50 instead of 100 because the difference is actually crazy. I don't know if you can really see it on video, but the difference between 50 and 100 is quite vast. So since I've done that, they seem to be a lot happier, and yeah, so I hope they stay that way. These are 3 Alocasia Frydix that I grew from a corm. I'm super excited about these. They have been super happy in this humidity dome, but they were not happy outside of it. This guy, this shelf fell on him. I'm so hurt. I don't know why I have such bad luck with these stupid shelves falling, but I think I figured it out now. Hopefully they don't do that again, but it fell on him and cracked him. I'm so sad about it. But this guy, he's a little happy. And then this guy was super upset outside. He did not like not having any humidity. So I opted to put them in the dome, and they seem to be doing a lot better. Yeah, so I love those guys. I was so excited to get a Frydix for so long. I do want a bigger plant. Growing them from corms is quite a freaking burden. So I don't think that, maybe next time if I really want to plant, I'll just opt to get a big one. My cat's trying to get in. So the next plant, again, this is one that was kind of sunburnt. This one as well, due to that light being too close. But this is my Alocasia, I forget what this is. Oh, my velvet, black velvet. There we go. This leaf I think is cycling out because it had a very hard transition into semi-hydro. So actually I think this is fully hydro because I did not know what I was doing when I first started. But this guy unfortunately was my test dummy, and I think because of that we're losing this guy. It's okay though. He also very well might be going down because he got too much light up there. I had him way too close to the light, but this is his newest leaf. He seems very happy here. So I'm excited to see what the next leaf he pushes out looks like. I think this one's just sad because either he got too much light or maybe he's just cycling out because of the root issue that he had. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'm super excited to see because this is actually my first Alocasia, and I just fell in love with them after that. This one back here is my Monstera Stataliana Albo, the one that I was telling you I got the cutting off of because I broke it on accident. You can see that up here. Oh, no, you can't, but it's there, promise. Anyway, this plant really doesn't make me that happy anymore, to be honest. I think the coolest part about it is it put out this deformed leaf, and it was actually 2 leaves in 1 stem, which was super cool for me. He doesn't really have very high variegation, and I kind of wanted him to. So now that I have him, I would probably trade that one for something else, or maybe even just sell him because it just does not bring me that much joy. But yeah, there he is. He's back there. I'm still taking care of him, but he is one of my houseplants that does not bring me that much joy. My next one, this was when I was experimenting with fertilizer. for my semi-hydros, and he got fertilizer burn. So I have so many hiccups in this growing process that it's actually pretty interesting to see how far I've come comparatively from when I started. But he is much happier now. This is one of his newer leaves, and he is putting out this new leaf back here as well. But he is in a semi-hydro setup, and he absolutely loves it. He grows new roots constantly, and he is just really loving that. It was actually funny, a few weeks ago, I'll insert a clip of him where he had not enough water in his reservoir, and it literally was just right under his roots. He likes it to be touching his roots, and if it's right under it, he is sad. He'll get like this, and like overnight almost, like literally night and day. But if you do not have water, this man will tell you. He will let you know. So as soon as I put water in him, he was back to being his perky self. He sprouted this leaf, and now he is sprouting this one. So yeah, they'll definitely, one thing I did not know when I was started with houseplants is that your plants will tell you exactly what they need, and they are pretty adamant about it. Yeah, so you really just have to listen to them and watch them. But yeah, that's for that cabinet and for my Monstera elbow and my tie. So that's going to be it for all the houseplants that I have so far. I am super excited that I was able to do this video, and if you watch, it's a huge thank you from me because I'm super nervous about this process and getting started. I'm not even sure if anybody will find this interesting or what people actually want to hear. If you have a request for a video, whether it be how to grow in semi-hydro, how to grow in fully hydro, how to supplement your water, what aeroid mixes should you use, like the micro inoculants that you can put on your roots in order to prevent root shock or transplant shock, how to prevent root rot, how I make my insecticide, anything that you guys want to know, or even like a how-to care guide for any type of plant, please let me know in the comments. I'll definitely be open to doing any video that you guys request. I honestly love talking about plants. I love being with my plants. I love learning about plants. So if there's something that I don't know, I'll definitely learn and I'll get back with you. So please just let me know what you guys want to hear and if this is something that you guys are interested in. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Mercedes Cruz, and I'm super excited to start this journey with you all.